This is Sun Brewing. Welcome to Sun Brewing. This is Sun Brewing's first episode of Cooking with a Guapo. Okay, so the goal of Cooking with a Guapo is to exchange ideas. I want to show what I'm doing, and I want feedback and different ways of cooking. And I'm gonna have special guests on the show, and there's so many people with great ideas. Person recording right now, Anna. She's a fabulous cook, just an awesome cook. And I'm gonna have other special guests on my show. I want to make this into just an awesome series where great cooks come here and share ideas, share information, and I just want to say I'm a backyard cook and a backyard brewer. I've never been formally trained. I've never had a mentor. I just read a lot of books. Okay, so one of the main focuses of this show, this series, that I feel is very, very important is to talk about how beer can enhance food with cooking food. I'm not sure people totally understand how awesome it is to cook with beer. Chefs do it. I'm not so sure the top chefs in the world do it. I'm unsure about that, but what I am sure about is, from my own personal experiences, is that cooking with beer enhances food, enhances flavor, and it's a scientific fact. The molecular structure of beer has been proven when you cook with food, especially meat. It infuses with what you're cooking with and brings out the flavors and enhances a lot of things. Okay, so what we have here today is, what we're going to do today is something, it's special, but it's a part of who I am. I chose something to cook today. Everything I do is a part of me. Nothing's really random. Today I'm going to cook noodles and dumplings. I grew up on noodles and dumplings. I grew up on oxtail soup. Oxtail soup, when I was growing up as a little kid, 5 years old, they couldn't give it away. It was a poor man's food. Nowadays it's a delicacy. It's something really special today, but when I was growing up, I grew up on oxtail soup, which brings me to talk about my background, who I am. My dad is a white man with roots from the South, Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, and with that cuisine, with that specific cuisine, is noodles and dumplings, oxtail soup, fried chicken, and that's why I'm doing noodles and dumplings today, is because I grew up on it. My parents made homemade noodles and dumplings like what I'm about to do today. The only thing is that I'm gonna make it my own recipe. I'm going to make it beer noodles and dumplings, and I'm also going to use pearl barley, the base of beer and the base of bread. So this is my own little addition, but I've done it before. It's fabulous. Very, very nice. Very nice. Okay, so these right here are what I would call Christmas tamales. Me and Anna, person recording this right now, me and Anna made, like, I don't know, hundreds of tamales for Christmas. It was an all-day process. Actually, it was an all-weekend process. And these tamales are so special, and we made several kinds. We made a tamale rojo, a red tamale. So these red tamales, we made 2 batches of them. And this is a perfect illustration of how beer can enhance food, truly enhance food. So me and Anna made 2 batches of red tamales. One of them was with no beer, one of them was with beer. The one with beer, it's pork and chili, red chili. So the one without beer was extremely hot. Extremely hot. It was like very hot. I'm okay with that. Some people aren't. So with the beer tamale, we made it with this beer right here. This beer right here is Miados de Santa Claus. It's an apricot chili beer, but the chilies are very, very subtle. It's not dominant. It's just to give it a complexity. You have to be very, very good to taste the chilies, because I don't put a lot in there, but I do put a lot of apricots. You can taste the apricots. It has piloncillo, clavo, cinnamon. So what this particular beer did to the meat, the pork, is that it mellowed it out. The pork in the tamale, this beer was cooked with the pork and the chili, and it mellowed it out. So the end result of the beer tamale was a mellowed spice, but it enhanced flavor. And I know that without question, because I've done it. I've done experiments. Call it the scientific method. Call it whatever you want. We've done it. I know it to be true. And I'm always cooking with beer. And we also made other beer tamales, like the sweet tamale. This being a fruit beer helped the sweet tamale. Believe it or not, it does. So we made different tamales. We made a tamale chili and rajas. We made a tamales dulces, a sweet tamale. And the sweet tamales are traditional. They're very, very traditional, especially for Christmas. And what I would like to say is this. I've traveled in many places from the East Coast to the West Coast, and I've traveled extensively in Mexico. I've eaten a lot of tamales in my time, a lot. In this region here, in this borderland regions, El Paso, Juarez, Las Cruces, this Tri-City area, there's a standard for tamales, and you don't really see a deviation from it. Well, a tamale can be made with anything. For example, Anna made a traditional sweet tamale with membrillo, which is kind of made from guava. So the sweet tamale was so fabulous, so good, because of the addition of membrillo. Now, tamales can be made from anything, in my view. It doesn't have to be always a traditional tamale. And to drive that point home, I've had tamales from the Yucatan and the very southern tip of Mexico. And they would be unrecognizable in this region here, but it is still a tamale, especially in southern Mexico. So my point being, what's the point? The point being is that different regions have their different variations of the tamale, and what I would like to see is more cooking with beer and food in this region. And this is the perfect example of how beer can complement and enhance your food. Okay, so, those are chicken feet. We have some very special planned. We have some chicken feet right here, and the tamales over here. Okay, the chicken feet reminds me of something. My great-grandmother, Concha Cantu, made chicken feet soup. I am part Mexican-American. Not many people know that. Not many people would guess that. But I am. I am part Mexican-American. I've always been proud of that, just like I'm proud of being white Anglo off my father's side with the Southern cuisine. So, believe it or not, I grew up on tamales, and that's why I've always had attraction to the things that I do, because I have a connection to it. So, at any rate, okay, so let's get started. I'm about to make some noodles, some beer noodles and dumplings, and I'm going to show you this special recipe that's mine that I want to share with you, and it won't take long. Okay, so what I have to do is get the flour. This is Sure Safe Flour from Rio Grande Supermarkets. Hey Victor, how's it going? This is your product. Victor is the owner of the Rio Grande Supermarket here in Cantillo. Support local business here. I'm not a chef, so I don't measure. I just kind of know. And if it's a little off, I just adjust it. Okay, so I got the flour. This is my recipe. I never got this from anywhere. It's just what I'm doing. Okay. This is Miados de Santa Claus. Pour the beer in there. And then you mix it up. If it turns out too thick, add a little more beer. If it turns out too thin, a little bit more flour. No one's ever taught me how to make tortillas or do things like this. It's just all reading, but I've seen Anna do it, and she's so great at it. I hope to be good at making tortillas the way she is, but this is what I've always done, so this is what I'm going to stick to. Okay. So now it is time to It's actually time to make some noodles. This is my way of cutting time. Instead of letting it sit, this is my way of letting it actually being able to roll. If you don't let it sit, it gets a little more stickier. In order to alleviate that, I just do this. So, let's do this real quick with my Guapo. This is my Guapo Brewing. These are some noodles. This. More noodles. I love different shaped noodles. That's just me. Get that noodle out the way. I'll clean it up in a minute. Okay. This. 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 The bottle is invaluable. The Guamo bottle is invaluable to making tortillas or noodles or whatever it is you're going to do. In Anna's case, soap is. You love to make soap is. Anna, you love to make soap is. Which is like a thin tostada for this is good. This is good. Stretch it out here. I'm going to go slower this time so I don't sling noodles everywhere. Okay, good noodle. Alright. This is a good noodle too. That's a good noodle. A little noodle. I like it. I'm going to make some dumplings. I try not to make them too big, but I love big dumplings. The problem with making too big of dumplings is it doesn't cook all the way through sometimes. This is a ginormous dumpling. I can make a few large dumplings, but I try to make a majority of them medium. The reason why I love a meat cleaver is I can carry a lot of stuff on it after I've chopped. Just like that. No carrots. Okay. Okay. The next thing I need to do is take this tamale broth here. This tamale broth is the broth from these tamales that we talked about. It has so many spices and oils and stuff steamed from the tamales that we're going to use it. It's going to be fabulous. We're going to use this, and I'm going to show you the ham that I cooked. I cooked a ham all day, like 10 hours. It's not done cooking yet, but we're going to get there. Here we go.
So, I just want to say, the thing is,
there you go.
I was kind of wondering if you wanted to.
Lost for words. Share a song.
Okay, so dump that in there. Now, that off. This is the chicken feet. That's the chicken feet right there. This is what I was talking to you about. Chicken feet chefs use, believe it or not, chef use chicken feet to have a fabulous, just an excellent chicken broth, unlike any other. So I have this just indescribable chicken broth that I'm about to dump in there. Oh, that's hot. This. There you go. Okay. Before, I gotta show you this ham. I gotta do it. This ham has been cooking all day. If you can get a look at that. That is a beer injected ham. Been cooking all day long, and now it has a special broth. Okay, let me go over here. Now what we're gonna do is make my, something I come up with. I call it a payaso pie. I'm gonna take some marshmallows. And I'm gonna roast them because I love marshmallows and I love to roast marshmallows. Been doing it since I was a kid. I'm gonna make a pie with this in it. There we go. Nice and roasted. Oops. I guess that. I'm gonna take these marshmallows out here. Wow, that's hot. We got roasted marshmallows there. Just gonna keep doing that until I get a nice little. So I covered the bottom of the, that is a graham cracker crust. Just gonna fill this up with our roasted marshmallows. Almost done here. Marshmallows are sticky. Okay. Next thing I do, this is chocolate abuelita. And out, I thinned it out. Okay. This, put in there. Marshmallows nice in there. Okay, pretty good. Can you come right back with my payaso? My payaso right here. Take the little stick out. Like this. And the last thing I do is this. These are pecans. Okay. Over here like this. My own little creation. I love payasos. Paleta payasos is my favorite candy. So I designed a pie off of my little candy that I eat with my coffee in the morning. It's a little, it'll harden. It'll take some time, but it's floating around here. It'll harden. Not too hard, but it'll solidify there. Okay. Just gonna drop these onions in here. Drop the dumplings. Sweet peas. And the carrots. This is the pearl barley, and it's a special ingredient to the noodles and dumplings because it adds something just extra special to it that most people don't add. So trust me, when it's finished, fabulous, fantastic. This is the end result after intermission. Done cooking. This is the end result of my noodles and dumplings with ham, and this is my payaso pie, which isn't quite done solidifying yet. Thank you very much. We're gonna have more episodes and very special guests. Have a good night, and thank you for watching.